Hi there, this is Danielle Tremblay of WhiteLightConnection.com, Animal Communicator. Did you know that your animals actually perceive themselves as having jobs or roles in your family? They will often self-appoint these jobs unless they are assigned, or they have the impression that you've assigned the job to them. For example, dogs. Commonly, dogs will actually be protectors of the household or protectors of another animal that's in the family. A lot of times horses have shared with me that they will watch the ground and choose footing that provides them and their person with the smoothest bump-free ride as possible. Other horses will actually choose just to take care of their rider in the saddle, and they see that as part of their role or part of their job. If you have a new animal coming in the household, okay, case in point, I had a new dog come into the household a few weeks ago, and as soon as he arrived, instead of allowing him to self-choose a job, which could have been protector, okay, I didn't really need a protector, I didn't want a protector, and so I just made this known to him, and I asked him instead if he would consider taking on the job of being house greeter, in such that when my guests came in, that he would actually, really warm up to them really fast, go up and greet them if he felt comfortable doing, sit in their laps, ask for rubbing and petting, and just to be a real social butterfly with the guests. And, he's a natural at it anyway. My little friend here, Tyler, he is a little Chihuahua, and he is doing fantastic with guests. And I believe that to be part of his personality. But I also believe, because I saw the first few days that he was here, when people would come to the door or there would be somebody outside the balcony and he could see through the sliding glass door anybody who was outside there, he would actually bark, and I really wanted to nip that barking in the bud right away, so I would remind him each and every time. Let him bark a couple times, thank him. I always thanked him for doing the job of alerting me, letting me know what he was aware of, but then I would always say to him following up, I want you to listen, look, and allow. In other words, allow whatever's going on outside to be just fine, because I'm in a state of allowance of it. That way I encouraged him not to continue the barking, not to feel like he needed to protect us inside the household or do any sort of territorial protection, because that wasn't what I was seeking. Instead, I explained to him I'm really seeking harmony and peace, and that I love it when the children outside run and play and keep their voices high, cheerily calling to one another, and that I loved it when my neighbors walked their own dogs that are out front of the window that I have here, and he could see that, and that I would look, notice, listen, and allow these things to happen. And if he could be in that state of awareness and allowance too, I would so appreciate that. And so these days when people come knocking on the door, and this is week 3 of me having him, he will indeed go and he'll bark a few times, but then I open up the door and he greets the guests just as warmly and affectionately as I asked him to. So he has not, thankfully, for me anyway, because it was my preference, not taken on the role of guardian or protector of me or the household. It's great. It's perfect for me that having him be the role of welcomer is just right. So do you know that you can actually invite your animals to take on certain jobs? If you're going on vacation, I really encourage you to have them take on certain jobs, such as if you're going on vacation, tell them it's your job to eat all your food when I'm away, so that when I come back home, you will have the same strong, healthy vibrance that you do when I left, and life can return to normal with us, and we can pick up right where we left off. And your job is also, cat, to watch the birds outside the window when I'm gone. Or if you feel comfortable, keep tabs on the pet setter, keep them company, offer them affection. Things along those lines seem like really little things we might request of our pets, but it actually gives your animal something to do, something to do with their time, something to do with their mind, and they've got that directive from you, and a lot of times our animals just want to please us. So offering that tidbit, that little extra thing that they can do for you while you're gone, is something that can really please them. So do you know you can ask your animals to really step up and take on certain jobs. I will tell you, I once had a visitor, a woman who her husband had just passed away, and she was staying in my household with my cats, Turtles at the time. The dog wasn't with me at that time. This was a year ago, and she was very sad, understandably. And I actually asked all 3 of my cats if they would be willing, during the duration that she was here, to really step up to the plate and be affectionate with her, to sit beside her on the couch, if they felt comfortable to rub up against her, allow her to pet them, because she has an adoration and a love for cats. So, and I knew that. So anyways, it was fascinating to me to see that the moment she arrived, two of my three cats, for the entire time she was here, really took a liking to her, really came out of, the rooms that they commonly hung out in when guests were here, and they were sitting on her lap. They were, one of my cats, who's rarely a lap sitter, actually sat right on her lap, and that particular cat doesn't even do it for me. So my cat actually went way above and beyond upon this request. It was really rather fascinating. So do know that our animals can do these things for us. It's rather amazing. And when we see it, if we offer gratitude and thanks to them out loud, or just sending them a mental thought, hey, thanks for really doing that. I really appreciate it. It made a difference in someone's life. That gratitude can go to their heart, and they can hear that and perhaps be willing to do it for you again next time you ask. So just a few tips for you today. Wishing you well.